was a roller coaster of a reading month. I found a few new favorite books. Some I struggled through, and I even DNF'd some. So let's get into today's video where I give you my honest thoughts and reviews of these books that I read in the month of January. I reach for more mystery and thriller books. And as somebody who loves, sure, I love Disney, but like I absolutely love Halloween, that's not a surprise that I would reach for more thrillers and mystery books. I had to see what the hype was about with Fourth Wing. We see this all over Book Talk, all over BookTube, and I had to find out what's going on, what's the thesis. Probably about a week to get through Fourth Wing, and I absolutely loved it, okay? Now I totally get what the hype is about. The book is about different sectors in a college. It kind of gave me like Divergent vibes, with the exception of adding like dragons into the mix, a slow burning romance kind of festering in the back. So that's kind of like the summary of this book. I absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel. Again, I'm typically like a mystery thriller genre girly. This was like the perfect romantasy book to start. Like it wasn't too much fantasy based to where like I couldn't get into it. It was fun to learn about this world that we're getting ourselves into. And if I had to rate this book on like a 5-star scale, I would say that I would give it 4.75 stars. It's so good. It's not too much into like the fantasy, and I absolutely love this book. So the next book that I read is a mystery thriller book, and it is called The Sundown Motel. So this book is a dual-based timeline book, and there's hints of paranormal. It's very whodunit mystery thriller. I was like the perfect audience for this book. It takes place in 2017, but also in the 80s, and the description of both is so very good. Like I feel like when they're talking about the 80s that it's very 80s-esque. You're really, I don't know, I just really like the way that she wrote it. And this book came on, I was flipping through Goodreads looking for a book to purchase from Amazon, and then it came up on like a suggested book. Now I didn't end up buying it from Amazon, I just stumbled upon it in Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, okay, this is my sign to get this book. And now I want to read more from this author because I just feel like I can't stop thinking about these characters and how the story actually unfolded. The next book that I read is another mystery and thriller. This is Keep It in the Family by John Mars. Now this is based off of a couple that ends up buying a house. The wife accidentally ends up pregnant, and as they're trying to get their house baby ready, some kind of secrets unfold in their house, and this very much has a lot of twists and turns, and I think this is such a well-written book. And I've even picked up another John Mars book because I loved this book so much. So check your trigger warnings for any books that I suggest, but I do think that this book was well written, perfect for the mystery thriller lover, and I get the hype on Book Talk. I get it. Now the next book is also mystery and thriller, no surprise there, but I ended up DNF'ing this book, and we need to talk about it, okay? Home is Where the Bodies Are. Now I've seen this book, but like Book Talk all over, and I finally picked it up. Now this book is under 250 pages, so that is a very short book, right? I found the hardest time getting into this book, and I cannot be the only one. Like I felt like it was very slow paced. I think I stopped at like chapter 14. I don't know what exact like page number that is, but it was for me. Now maybe I'm missing something, so like if you read this book and it's truly worth finishing, let me know in the comments. But it was a struggle for me, and yeah, so I didn't end up finish reading this book. It is so short that it irks me that I didn't finish reading it, so I may go back and finish it, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is it worth picking up again? The next book we're going to talk about is Verity by Colleen Hoover, and unless you've been living under a rock, you know what this book is, or at least like the background of the book, because it was so popular. I typically don't reach for Colleen Hoover books, but the book overall was solid. So it's about a author who's kind of like on the brink of ruin, and a husband of a well-known writer kind of contracts her into like finishing his wife's work of a book she was trying to finish, but then kind of just secrets start to unravel, and it's very mystery, very thriller. It was a good book. It was a solid 4-star in my opinion. It was surprisingly unexpected, but I don't necessarily know that I would reach for another Colleen Hoover book. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Colleen and Frida have those quick like page turner books because they kind of keep you on your toes. It doesn't really get boring and you're kind of flipping through the pages, finishing it pretty quickly. So the last book that we're going to talk about is The Only One Left by Riley Sagar, and this book was so good, you guys. Chef's kiss. Riley Sagar can write a mystery thriller like no other, okay? I don't care what anybody says. He's quickly growing to become my favorite author. So I purchased some more of his books that I'm hoping to read either in February or March, but I loved the writing style. This was my favorite book of January. The plots, the twists, the turns, everything will give you whiplash because just when you think you have it figured out, it's about a woman who's hired. It's about a woman who's hired to help medically someone who has been accused of a crime in the past, and also this house, this mansion that everything occurred in. And it's just very, I don't know, it's such a good book, you guys. I feel like I'm not even doing it justice trying to talk about it, but it was such a good book. It was my favorite book in January for sure, and I picked up additional books from Riley Sagar. So that's going to conclude my January reading wrap-up video. I talked to you guys about doing more bookish videos. I decided to take you guys along if you like anything theme park, reading, vlog, just the overall lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!